You look so dignified and poised with the way you were just sitting.
Like this?
Like if you had your hand on your chin, and you could put like a quote above your head, and it would have been so inspirational. You moved me right then with your lack of words, Garrett. Say something to inspire me.
Oh, sorry. I was zoned out. What's going on?
So you weren't in thought at all. You were just fucking leading me on.
Yeah, I was just...
You are a philosophical cock tease.
Infinity! Let's do it.
You need to stretch before you podcast, Garrett. You'll pull your lumbago.
My rutabaga?
You'll pull your Lucario or your Lombardi.
Lombardi, that's the name of my warrior in World of Warcraft.
Is it? Is he always blaming things on other people when his G diffuser is always fucked up?
No, he tanks instances like a motherfucker.
I gotcha. Well, I guess he should be thankful then. Okay, it's February 17th, 2014. This is episode 5.
It is.
This is the Pen 10 Cinemal episode of the TENFENITY podcast.
Number 5. It's a good number.
Son, number 5 with a bullet. You get a 5-shooter. Some revolvers only hold 5 bullets.
Some hold like 8.
Yeah, but they shoot little pissant bullets. It's like Mundo from Blazing Saddles. If you shoot him, it'll just make him mad.
For a second I thought you were going to say Mundo from League of Legends. I'm like, Mundo gets shot a lot.
Yeah, well, he doesn't get shit either. He goes where he pleases.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting with my left, say your name and tell me your favorite GBA, Game Boy Advance game.
Alright, well, I'm Garrett Lawson, and my favorite, I always have to say my last name.
Yeah, if you want to, I don't give a shit. You can tell me anything about yourself if you want.
It's like, well, my sign is.
Here's your sign.
Anyway, favorite GBA game would have to be a toss-up between Advance Wars 2 or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
You have to pick one.
Superstar Saga.
We're not wishy-washy on the TENFENITY podcast, son. We ask the hard-hitting questions.
Then I have to say Mario and Luigi. It provided me so much. It's so nostalgic into this moment.
Superstar Saga, huh? So if you were on a desert island with an infinite battery GBA,
and I just had that game.
would you want Superstar Saga or Advance Wars 2? Which has more replayability?
Well, then replayability, obviously, the Advance Wars, but it's hard to beat Superstar Saga. And just recently, they announced that GBA games would be coming to the Wii U Virtual Console, and that was one of the launch ones. And I was like, I would buy it again if I had money.
I want them so badly to start putting GBA games on the 3DS, because the Ambassador program, you can get some GBA games, but if they were to put like the Metroid games or the Castlevania games on there,
Fusion's the launch title.
Fusion and Zero Mission are fucking great. I guess that leads into me. My name is Ben. My favorite GBA game of all time is WarioWare, Mega Micro Games. I could play that fucking thing. If I was on a desert island, you could play WarioWare forever.
You could never stop.
I bought that game on a whim too. Here's the story, a little Tenfei backstory. I was in a GameStop in a mall.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's all right. I must have been suffering a head trauma. They were having their around Christmas. They usually do a buy two get one free thing to pawn off their shitty used games that they rip people off with. And I'd already picked up. Not Metroid Prime. I picked up Killer 7 and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Fun fact on that, it only had the bonus disc in it. It didn't have the full game.
It didn't actually have
Metal Gear Solid 3, so thanks, fucking GameStop.
This podcast is sponsored by GameStop.
So I bought those 2 games, so I was going to get a game for free. And I was like, I don't know the game I want. So I spent like 30 minutes in there shuffling around looking at the games, which first of all, it was a mall GameStop, so I had 8 square foot to walk around in with 20 other people standing around spaghetti spewing in their pockets trying to buy Artillery, Axis, Moe, Kawaii Girls Academy 12.
Little kids asking for Call of Duty from their moms.
And I'm a big motherfucker, and this was years ago, and I was still a big motherfucker. And so finally I ended up at the GBA case, and just looking through it, I saw the WarioWare case. And I was like, I think I once heard about WarioWare. Apparently it's a game that the plot is Wario and his friends make little mini games you play. I was like, I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna buy it on a whim. Mm-hmm. And so on the ride home, because I was riding with I was with family at the time. We were doing Christmas shopping. On the ride back, because I had my DS Lite with me, I was like, well, I could play it. And I started playing it, and I was like, holy shit, what have I missed out on? This is fucking amazing. I love everything about the WarioWare games, dude.
There's nothing to hate, really.
God, just they're so perfect. Like, every game has its own little personality and its own little music, and it's just, and all the characters are cool. God damn, though, I love it.
Fucking threading that needle every time.
There's 1 year of my life that, like, every memory of it is just combined with WarioWare, because I also got a Game Boy Micro for $15.
Oh yeah,
and it just, you might as well solder fucking WarioWare in that thing, because it is my WarioWare machine. And you can just imagine the goofy fucking image of me walking around with this little tiny Game Boy. In fact, if I can remember, I'm going to go back and put a picture of me holding the Game Boy Micro and playing it in this podcast video. Speaking of which, neither of us are taking notes, so we'll never know what we talked about in this podcast.
We'll never know.
It's just me and you. We'll be alright. Oh yeah, spoilers, it's just me and Garrett.
Yeah.
So that's my answer, but yeah. And fun fact, I have never played Killer 7 since I bought it that day.
I'm very guilty of that too.
Noah wants me to play it because he loves those.
I'm about to say Noah would be ashamed if he heard that, but I assume he already knows.
I want to play it with Noah. If I played that game and Noah wasn't here, he would be personally offended.
He would be.
Kind of like if I had to play No More Heroes. That No More Heroes playthrough is so weird. It's one of the weird TENFENITYs.
It's one of those Noah games.
That's when you're like, oh, I'm in that part of TENFENITY again.
Yeah.
I've wandered into that.
That's when Noah's the main, like, contributor to the conversations, because he knows everything about that shit. Because he loves that shit.
Alright.
I can't blame him either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I liked the setting and the plot and the art style of No More Heroes. I did not like the boring padding of driving around that fucking city and doing the stupid little mini jobs and stuff. I'll have to play the sequel sometime.
I haven't heard much about it.
The jobs you work are little 8-bit like mini games instead of being Travis picking up coconuts and cutting yards
and finding cats and stuff.
Yeah, Cat Hunter 20. That's going to be a game starring me, Cat Hunter. I don't know if it's called cat hunting when you just go into people's houses and pick up their cats
and throwing them in the back of the Best Buy delivery truck.
Yeah, exactly. So Gary, tell me what you've been up to since the last time we podcasted.
Nothing particularly interesting other than, like, job hunting.
Job hunting?
Yeah.
You trying to get gainful employment?
Exactly.
So you
trying to get back into the 9-to-5 rhythm.
Tell us, you don't have to tell us where you work unless you don't give a shit. Describe your last job and what made you leave it.
It wasn't the people it was the people I worked for, more or less. And what sucked more is they were basically family and they treated me like shit. Just to describe one moment in time that happened, this actually happened to me. I had to climb into a dumpster that had been filled to, like, with rotten fish in the summer, in the middle of summer. So it was so hot.
How did you worked at like a hotel? Why did they have a dumpster full of rotten fish?
Because it's the summer and we get a lot of tourists come down here. Tourists come down here to fish.
Oh God!
So they had these coolers full of fish they're not actually supposed to have, or ones that I guess they want to throw away, whatever the fucking reason. So they take them and just threw them in our dumpster, like, whoop, not my problem anymore. And so it officially became my problem, which means I officially hated that job. Because I had to climb inside of a rotten dumpster with maggots in it and stuff and clean it out personally.
Personally?
Personally.
Give it that Garrett touch?
I had to. And
you were like, okay, dumpster, this time it's personal.
And as soon as I climbed out of there, I had a realization. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. A revelation? Yeah. That was the moment you left. Describe a non-dumpster diving typical day of work at your old job. I would just walk around, sweep the parking lot, and get all the little trash out there. And every time I did it, no matter how well I thought I did it, someone would be like, Garrett, you missed some over there in the corner. Is it my stereotypical Let's Player? Is he the one pointing it out? He was like, okay guys, welcome to part 25 of Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 4, but first, I got to point out that Garrett missed this Zaganut wrapper in the parking lot. Exactly. So I would have to go out back there, I had to bring out the fucking trash can, roll it over there, sweep up that one bit, and then to be like, well, while you're out there, go ahead and sweep up all the leaves. I like that you worked for Bing Crosby. He was like, well, Garrett, while you're out there, everyone's good. I worked for a lot of people. I was basically the bottom of the totem pole, so like anybody could be like, Garrett, go do this, and I just had to do it.
Which creepy animal face were you on the totem pole if you were at the bottom? Were you the squirrel?
I don't know. Just imagine the most pissed off looking animal.
The angriest animal, Wolverine?
Probably a Wolverine, yeah. I was a Wolverine that had just been shot in the ass.
You strike me as a Wolverine. You strike me as an ass-pained Wolverine. That's your spirit animal.
Great.
How about your never-ending battle against the bed bugs?
So, a certain hotel in Moorhead had...
Oh, you don't name the hotel, but you named the city it was in.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them in Moorhead because we're a tourist trap.
We're, of course, talking about Moorhead, Kentucky.
No, obviously, there actually is a...
There's a Moorhead in Kentucky.
I had no idea.
It's where my copy of No More Heroes came from.
That's fucking crazy.
It really is. I talk about it in the Demon Souls playthrough, if you remember the Demon Souls playthrough.
That was a long time ago, though.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's been updating the wiki about the Demon Souls playthrough, but I think they died because they stopped at episode 5 or 6.
You need to continue your work, glorious soul, whoever you are.
Whoever it is, there's one man updating the wiki. It's his personal fucking goal, mission in life.
He's a saint. Saints preserve us.
He was sent down from the heavens.
Alright, what were we talking about?
Your battle against the bedbugs.
Oh, God. So, every day I'd have to go in there, and, like, every day, I swear, more and more rooms would get infested with these fucking things. And if you've never seen a bedbug before, which, if you haven't, I wish I was you. I really do.
Garrett envies you.
So they're like these little red ticks. And they're just fucking everywhere, man. Like the way it was is there's a box spring and a mattress. And in the back there, behind the pillows, if you looked in there and you flipped like the little things up, you would just see them. And they were just everywhere. And every time one of these rooms got caught with them, I would have to go in there, fucking suit up. And I'd have to have this fucking...
Like Barney Stinson suit up?
So just imagine me walking in there with a fucking spray thing. Like, you know, like those pump things and you'd spray. Just full of the most foul shit. And if you inhaled it, you would die. And then I'd go in there and I'd be like, grenade out. And I'd have those things where you'd shake them and you'd put
I just imagine you with a bandolier or bug foggers.
Basically, I'd go in there and it was fucking war. And it was a one-man battle. I was a one-man front. I would have to go to all of these. And like every day it would be me doing 5 of those. And I couldn't just go in there and spray. Because there was a whole rigmarole you had to go through.
Spray and spray?
You had to, like, fold everything back and, like, sanitize the... It just...
And in the end, none of that mattered, right?
Yeah,
it didn't do anything.
In the end, Linkin Park style, and nothing really matters.
Oh, God, I want an A and V of you in anime style fighting the fucking bugs to, in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
God, if only we had the money to afford to hire an internet animator to make that shit.
The only thing that would have helped that situation is if I walked in there with napalm and burned that entire place down.
Oh, God. What if they had given you that option when you had done it?
Yes.
They just handed you 6 Molotov cocktails, and they're like, Garrett, we're all going to leave for 5 minutes and then come back, and anything that happens in those 5 minutes does not matter.
Even the police are in it, they don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
They're like, it's bedbug Simmons, and Simmons is like, my God.
And it would just show me in like the suit, like Breaking Bad suit, which basically what I had to be in.
Oh, really?
And I had like a face mask and everything. So you just
respirator.
You would just see me walking away from it, and the building was just on fire.
You were the pyro.
So that's it.
You were the pyro in Meet the Pyro when he's not in Candy Vision or whatever.
And I would just like burn it down. So that was basically my past work. But of course.
They're interviewing your coworkers about you clearing the bed bugs, and one coworker is like, "I fear no man, but that thing, Garrett, he scares me.
It scares me.
He's not here, is he?
How do you get this fucking thing off?"
Oh God, that should have been the question of the week. What's your favorite Meet the video? Okay, Meet the video. Give me your top 3. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Spy, heavy medic.
Oh, really heavy, the first one.
Yeah.
No engineer? No lot of gun? No, if you were from where I'm from, you'd be fucking dead?
I don't like the scout one that much. It's good, but I think I like the heavy one just because it's like...
No head full of eyeballs?
No.
No, I'm not a crazed gunman. Well, it's a job.
I like the... I can't put it like this where I'll be considered like a fanfic writer. I like the relationship between heavy and medic.
Oh.
So that's the only way I could think to phrase it, but I just think they're
You're
really cool.
a Mevy shipper.
Yeah, let's go practice medicine. Like that, I think that's really cool.
I always pair heavy with scout.
Oh my.
You've got more of a I was going to work this somehow into another certain series that has a lot of shipping, but I'm not going to do it. I just realized that I just can't do it.
We can't go down that
I can't
road.
do
We
it
can't go too far down
I can't
that
do
road.
it to myself. So you've been job hunting.
Basically.
I got you. I actually went with you on one of your job hunting trips. We ended up in some strange days. We got some misinformation.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure how that happened, but it just...
Somebody gave you a tip-off to an awesome new job that was going to appear, and we went to the place, and the person basically told Garrett they had no fucking idea what he was talking
They
about.
had no idea. So I walked in there it's like, I imagine I was like a shady-looking guy looking for drugs or something. I was dropping all these key words, and they're supposed to just know, and they're like, what?
They were sweating, wiping their brow.
And they were like the new guy that hadn't been told about all this stuff. So I was like, I'm looking for Chris. And they're like, what?
Yeah, huh? As soon as we left, the boss came out and was like, we'll never get anybody for this job. We'll never get anybody to work at the hand job testing factory.
Basically, it would have been that sweet of a job. They'd just been making coffee, and coffee's great. So...
you need to go back to the person that gave you that tip and kick their door in and be like, you set me up for the last time.
But it sparked another adventure to go see a certain member.
A certain member of Tenfey, a Tenfinity member. How many canon members are there of Tenfey?
Me, you...
You don't remember anyone else.
I'm trying to think of I immediately went to the more obscure people. Like, it wasn't a guy named Braxton. Wasn't he on like a Marble Madness video?
No, that was Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Braxton's never been in a video or mentioned in a video.
Oh, well. Whoops.
Also, I don't think he's a real person.
Alright, so me, you, Noah. I guess you can call he's been in one thing at least.
Who?
Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy was in Marble Madness, Bible Adventures, and Cobra Triangle.
And
he's a fucking entrenched, apparently.
Sean, Jeff, Levi hasn't been in TENFENITY, has he? But he's in them.
Yeah, Levi's been in a shitload of videos.
I can't remember.
The entire Dead Rising and Pokemon Fire Red.
Yeah, Dead Rising.
You need to get caught up on Tenfey canon.
I just can't remember all because there's been so many, and I should basically just like that question should have just been, who are my friends, Garrett? And I'd been like, okay, let me list them off.
Who am Tenfey?
So
who is these Tenfey? They're all the mainline canon? Are there any non-canon members of Tenfey? Is that Axial? Or Axial and the Brothers Trousers? They're part of the expanded universe.
They are pretty much. They're just like everything we go about, it's like we end up mentioning them somehow, and we're like, those guys are good people.
Yeah. So Wes and the Brothers Trousers, you guys only exist in the Tenfey novels. You're not in any of the Tenfey movies. Or you're in the Tenfey novels and the Tenfey comic books, and you have some limited run action figures. But when mainstream people talk about Tenfey, they don't include you. Someone's like, yeah, Tenfey, I heard that the Brothers Trousers and Axial make an appearance. And they're like, who? And the guy's just like, you're one of those fake Tenfey nerds I hear about.
Yeah.
You're a Tenfey true deceiver.
I've been called that once.
That's because you don't watch any of my videos. You didn't even know that Sean is in the new Skyrim videos.
Until today.
I was like, so you've been watching the videos of me and Sean playing Skyrim? And you're like, what? You just spit out your tea you were drinking and your crumpet.
Yeah.
Because apparently we hang out in fine gentlemen's establishments. You like jammy tarts?
What? Say again?
I said, do you like jammy tarts?
Jammer Lammy? I don't know.
Oh, Jammer Lammy is great. Jammer Lammy. I want to play the Parappa and Jammer Lammy game so bad, but they don't condone themselves to some asshole talking over them because the whole point of the game is the music.
Oh, yeah.
I could put text at the bottom of the screen. What's your favorite Parappa / Jammy song?
Just the first one from Parappa the Rapper.
Chop Chop Master Onion?
Yeah.
My favorite will always be the chicken song. Every single day, stress comes in every way. I ain't got no time for nobody. My style is rich, dope, fat, and witch. We'll bake a cake today that looks rich.
Yeah, that's the third one, isn't it?
It's the fourth.
Oh.
In Parappa, you do Master Onion, you do step on the gas, step on the brake. You do in the rain or in the snow.
Oh,
in the rain or in the snow. Got the funky flow. Got the funky flow. Then you do crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Me and you should film a Parappa scene. I should teach you how to cook using Parappa.
We can just cook.
Math.
Oh, shit.
Fifth game is Parappa's about to shit himself.
Oh, yeah, and you have to go through the whole line. Oh, yeah.
And then the last one's with the weird bug guy. I never really remember that one because I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
That's the one where you lead the crowd at one point instead of being reactionary. Welcome to episode 5 of the Parappa the Rapper podcast. I'm Jammer Benny.
And I am Parappa the Garrett.
Parappa the Garrett.
Roswin the Rapper, there we go.
Roswin the Rapper.
I'm not a very good rapper.
Tell us what games you've been playing. Tell us how that made you feel, Garrett.
I've actually been playing a lot of Dark Souls lately.
Ooh, now you had my curiosity. Now you have my interest.
Because as we all know, March is around the corner, technically.
Ooh.
So,
oh god, it's going to be so good.
I actually saw all the classes that were going to be there. Did you see them? Like, Explorer looks so fucking
I actually
cool.
wanted to talk about that. I'm really, really sad because I wanted to make a Temple Knight on my first playthrough, and Temple Knight's not an actual starting class.
Yeah, I got removed. That sucks.
So I'll probably start as the Swordman. He doesn't have a shield, but he looks so fancy.
There's you mean the Dual Swordsman, or do you mean
the fancy... It's right under Warrior. It's not Knight. It's called something. Because there's a Warrior, a Knight, there's the Explorer.
Yeah.
Tell you what, you keep people entertained. I'm going to bring up the Dark Souls wiki and we'll look at it.
Alright, from what I saw, the Bandit's actually going to be like not a strength class, but more of a dexterity base. And I thought that was kind of weird.
Like an actual bandit would be.
Yeah. But now I've associated Bandit with think of what's that anime that Noah loves?
Oh, I'm full of shit. It is the Knight.
It is the Knight?
Has high vigor and adaptability, does not come equipped with a shield.
But it has a sword, yeah.
And has faith. Yeah, that's going to be my first character. I am so happy that the Deprived is the level 1 class.
It is. It's very cool. Now people can just play the Deprived.
Also, like, the Deprived has proper underwear on instead of a loincloth.
Yeah. I think that's really cool, yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I think everybody on TENFENITY is super fucking hyped for Dark Souls 2. And you should be too.
I don't know if everybody is. Me and you love Dark Souls. Noah dabbled in it, and nobody else... Well, Levi has started playing the first one since it went on sale for $5, but I doubt he's in any kind of rush to get the sequel.
I absolutely am.
Most of our fans love Dark Souls.
Yeah, I guess it's...
The Brothers Trousers do. I think Axial knows what it is and has played it once. If Dark Souls 2 has this new thing where you catch monsters and train them up.
And then he's just fucking there. Axel's there.
Axel, you need to find a way to do a Dark Souls Nuzlocke. You can only cast a spell once, and if your equipment breaks, you have to throw it away.
The new spells look so cool. It's going to be Pyromancy infused with Sorcery. You can do both at the same time. And they both go off intellect.
Coolest spell I've seen so far is the one
where
you made. Yeah, the magic sword. I got the magic sword.
It's the hypest shit.
Which do you choose, Garrett? If you were a genie, a djinn appeared. And in one hand he had a magic sword, the other hand magic gun. Which do you pick?
Magic sword.
Magic sword?
I have to go with magic sword.
I would go magic gun.
Because a gun is that's always magical. You're like, I shot you to death from a distance.
Always magical. In the mindset of like a Native American.
Yeah, exactly.
When the White Devil came with his thunder sticks.
So it's always magical. You've got this magic ability to kill people from a distance.
Well, a sword can if you throw it.
Well, that's not always guaranteed to kill someone. Maybe it'll graze
them. Well, I can shoot someone without killing them, Garrett. It's probable cause. I should mention we're recording this episode in my kitchen, and we have 25 seconds before the pizza's done. So.
Oh yeah.
Dark Souls 2. So, what are you going to start as? Swordsman?
Swordsman or Explorer? Because I think Explorer is going to be like a cool, like all-around guide. Just kind of go through the game and be like, oh shit.
Or gal, or a dynamite gal.
Or a dynamite gal, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do Knight as my first playthrough. It's the easiest way to recreate my waifu that I always make in every video game. I'm probably... Oh, wait. Entertain the people while I take the pizza out the oven.
I'm about to entertain myself with delicious pizza, if you know what I mean. But,
Gary, you're losing them.
No, I'm not losing them. I'm about to talk about Dark Souls, which means everyone's interested again.
Carry Dark Souls 2 with pizza.
It's gonna be fucking delicious.
God, I'm burnt thoughtless!
And you can just eat it forever. It's like a pizza that regenerates. You take a bite and am I the only person?
Pizza that regenerates.
Am I the only person that thinks that first bite of pizza is the fucking glorious? Like that one tip where you get like
you can just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
Is that what you do when you give them pizza, Garrett? You give them just the tip.
Like imagine if that first bite of pizza, that tip. It's always nice and cool, and it's like not too hot, and it's always got nothing but cheesy goodness. So just dangling from it. That first bite of pizza is like Dark Souls every time you start it up, baby.
Gary, that is the best analogy anyone has ever made to me, and I'm a little ashamed of how hard you're getting me.
But the long and short of it, lol, is the fact that I am super hyped about Dark Souls 2.
How are you going to get it?
Hopefully Kmart works through.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And I have a job again, and I'll be able to be an American citizen.
Hey, everybody, send Garrett a Dark Souls. Well, but it doesn't come out on the PC for like another month.
So I've got plenty of time to do the job.
You have to come over to my house and play it.
It's pretty much.
You have to come over and hang out with your old Uncle Tenfey. Be like, hey, Garrett, how'd you play Dark Souls with me? You know, you get a dexterity bonus if you take your shirt off.
Oh, God. You get a fucking roll speed bonus.
Garrett, we're going to learn Dark Souls. I want you to be the deprived.
Oh, God, no.
What if I did that?
Dark Souls.
I was like, Garrett, you be the deprived, and then I fully dressed up as a fucking warrior. You'd probably be so impressed you'd have to do it.
I would be like, can I wear that when you're done? Although it'd probably be Ben size, not getting it. I'd be like wearing Smo's armor.
Ben size? What are you inferring?
I'm just saying you're a much bigger person than me.
Oh my God.
He's like 6'5".
Welcome
and I'm
to the
4.
Jerry Springer version of the podcast where me and Garrett get in a fight.
Over pizza.
Yep. Me and Garrett each selected a pizza. I want you to read the description of each of them to the people from these boxes.
Alright. The one I picked is Rising Crust 3-Meat Pizza, and it's basically just a normal pizza.
Tell them the brand.
Oh,
we'll get a sponsor out of it.
Oh, DiGiorno sponsoring TENFENITY. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno, basically. I got 3-meat pizza. It's fucking pretty simple. It's pepperoni, sausage, and beef. And the one Penn picked, it's like covered in green. It's like a fucking cookie shape. I don't know. It's called Primo Pepperoni Pizza.
Read the descriptions because I read them because it's like a Doge picture.
It just says, the crust. Crispy outside, soft and airy inside.
Wow.
And this is the sauce.
Much sauce.
Flavorful sauce made with vine-ripened tomatoes. No artificial flavors.
Where else can you ripen a tomato off of the vine?
I don't know.
You could probably create like some weird gas that turns people into fucking mummies.
Salt mummies?
Salt mummies!
Alright. So basically we're going to eat pizza and it's going to be great. And
Garrett came over to my house. Any other Tenfey members that are like, what the fuck, you recorded a podcast without us? This is very impromptu. Please don't be offended.
Yeah.
Garrett just kind of ended up at my house, and it was kind of late, so I didn't think to call anyone else. And then I started cooking pizza, and then we started recording.
Yeah, it pretty much just happened.
So we were talking about Dark Souls.
Another thing we can talk about, but if you run dry on topics, I've got one.
Well, I think it's we should do the what have I been up to this week? I'm a person, right? Hold on, I think I just got a YouTube comment.
Oh, God.
Comment on Standard Issue Warrior 5. It's from William Arnett. It just says, "Ya me." Will, if you're listening to this, please elaborate on your comment.
Please. I want to know what you mean.
Please. What have I been up to?
I've been playing Dark Souls.
Well, I played. Okay, so
we can give a spoiler for the next thing coming up.
So, if you were following the channel, you'll know I did a Standard Issue Warrior playthrough of Dark Souls. Absolutely. That's where you start as a class. You only use the class's starting gear. Warrior, good times, hard leather armor, heater shield, long sword, son. What's the world?
What else did he ask for?
What's this weak ass shit, Gwen? You throw dragons at me all day, baby. I'll be cutting fucking dragon dicks off all day. And it was a fucking glorious time. I had a few setbacks, a few snags. It wasn't a thing. So I was like, well, time for my next playthrough. So I asked my viewers. I was like, what's the next class you want to see Standard Issue playthrough of? Everyone screams Thief all at once. Thief! I was like, okay. That fucking Thief playthrough.
I love Thief.
Has taken so many years off of my life. You know, the Thief's a fun class when you're running around fighting undead hollows and knights and you can parry and shit.
Yeah.
But when you gotta fight the Four Kings and when you gotta fight Seif the Scaleless, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
And I have never... It's the angriest and most frustrated I've ever been with Dark Souls. There were only a few people who watched all the streams, mainly Axial, because he watches all my streams, because he's not real. He's a brain in a jar with a computer hooked up to it.
He's like...
And a couple of the streams ended with me just screaming obscenities. And one of them, if you watch the playthrough, I don't think this video is going up yet, but when I get cursed by Seif the Scaleless, I threw my microphone across the room. Luckily, it didn't shatter. But I just cause...
If you could see the facial expression he had right now, you would definitely tell you.
It was the perfect combination of being too drunk and too angry and trying to kill fucking shit with that bandit knife.
If we had a wife, that'd have been a beating that night.
God, I make an analogy in that playthrough. It's when I'm trying to do the fucking Duke Archive skip. That at that point, Dark Souls was my abusive husband in a Lifetime original movie. And I was getting a black eye, and you were like, man, you got to leave him. And I'm like, you don't understand, I need Dark Souls. You don't know Dark Souls like I do. You don't see the Dark Souls side of Dark Souls I see. And then you become the Dixie Chicks and kill Earl. Do you remember the Dixie Chicks?
No, not at all.
Thank you. There is hope for the future generation that you don't remember the Dixie Chicks.
Not at all.
Well, I finished that playthrough. I had to finish it offline. I was too angry. It's done. There are 8 parts to it. So anyone who's watching that, if you want to see me be the closest I'll ever be to Dark Soul feel, it's in that playthrough.
DSP.
The 4 Kings took me like 12 fucking attempts to beat, dude.
I know. I had the same problem because naturally, dexterity, you don't have the gear to DPS him down. So what I had to do, I would just make myself as tanky as possible.
Well, that's what I would do. I mean, the 4 Kings are never really that hard in any other playthrough because you're like, who gives a shit if I can roll? I can just coat myself in fucking pieces of Panzer tanks I dug up from old World War II battlegrounds.
Yeah, but
fucking tank that shit. But standard
issue thief.
You're in there and you're like, target shield, and they're like, also,
look.
Is there any way on God's green earth to avoid the heat-seeking purple magic blast?
I can't do it.
I had 3 of those fucking things chasing me, and it's some fucking Benny Hill music playing, and it's like, 60 Kings, they ought to call them the 60 Kings, and you ought to fight them in a barn instead of the Abyss. You should have to get the Barn Walker's ring. And why do more than 4 of them spawn?
It's fucking ridiculous.
God, I'm getting mad all over again.
Yeah, I remember the first time I did that, I ended up just like fighting like 3 or 4. Like I was at 4, and as I died, I saw another one come up, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Yeah. I don't understand.
God, anyway, I finished that. So that's on the channel. Enjoy it. I edited. It is heavily edited from all my deaths. So every time I die to a boss, it just jumps to me immediately trying that boss again. Because otherwise, it would have been a 90-hour playthrough.
You put the work in, folks.
I did another full playthrough of the game. I won't spoil it here. It'll go up on the channel at some point. The video file for it is 10 gigs because I made it one video and it's like 2.5 hours long. So it'll probably take me a week to upload.
Certain people will love it. Certain people will hate it.
It's not for everybody. So you'll notice TMVA Skyrim started back up. I was probably never going to play that again, but I hung out with Tenfey fan favorite. I have to call him a Tenfey fan favorite because everybody loves Bad News Baseball.
Everyone does.
But I hung out with Sean. It's spelled S-H-A-U-N. The only reason I say that is because the Empire left a comment that was like, "Welcome back, Sean," and it was spelled like 5 different ways.
Did he say scene?
Yeah, he did say Sheen.
God.
The reason being, I hung out with Sean. I hang out with Sean like 3 times a year. I like to think it's my personal fucking penance to keep me out of hell. Like, it's my own Hail Mary. But it's not that bad if you just play a game that's single player. You can't play a competitive game with Sean.
He gets too into it. He's got too much of a warrior
and I don't
spirit.
even care if he wanted to shit talk me, but to just say whatever, gay, and just give up halfway through the video. God damn! And people love that Bad News Baseball video.
It's got everything you want in a 10-5 video.
I am convinced.
It's got comedy. It's got drama.
I'm convinced if my whole channel was just me and Sean playing games, we would be fucking YouTube superstars.
Fucking PewDiePie would have nothing to do with it, son.
Because he aggravated the life out of me.
I wish you would live for another year.
I was hoarse the whole next day. You can hear my voice at the end of that video. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, you got 10 home runs in the end, and he's like, whatever. Fucking internet straps.
And at the end of it, he's just sitting there giggling. I imagine he's got his fucking feet and the hands in the air just giggling, and you're sitting there just screaming.
He wasn't even, that's the thing, he wasn't even enjoying it. He was just being an asshole for the sole purpose of being an asshole. He'll probably listen to this. Sean, you were being an asshole. Please don't do that anymore. Anyway, we hung out. He's gotten really into Skyrim. He got it on the 360. And he was talking about it while we were at the Waffle House, of all places. Which was
Waffle House was good, yeah.
And so I was like, well, I want to record something with Sean. Me and Sean have a failed Tenfinity. I won't go into details. We tried to record a Tenfinity. It had technical problems 3 times. It was God's way of saying they weren't meant to be.
So Ben's tried to make more Sean videos.
So he was hanging out, and so I just loaded up Skyrim, and in that it's episode 8. It's the first part of this new Skyrim series. The new, improved,
Neo
rebranded.
Skyrim.
Yeah, we got a corporate committee together, and they're like, "What do the kids want in their Skyrim videos?" And they're like, "What if they had some guy to aggravate the piss out of the person playing?" I don't even remember what's going on. I think I joined the Thieves Guild. One of the first things I do is try to kill Maven Blackbriar, who's like a plot NPC, and so I make the entire town of Riven, including the Thieves Guild, pissed at me. So then it's just me running around talking about Khajiit and how they're handsome. So if you want to listen to me talk about handsome Khajiit, watch the new Skyrim videos. There are 12. So we recorded 8 through 12, so there are 5 of them.
Still looming.
Yeah.
Ready to hit the
try, if y'all want, I'll try to get Sean over here and we'll keep playing Skyrim. I mean, people seem to like it. People like Sean. People like conflict.
Yeah. That's what it is.
So I did that.
He's your I don't know.
What else did I do? Oh, I finally downloaded the demo to Bravely Default.
In which he also made me download.
Yeah, because I need villagers! How am I supposed to build these shops when it's just me with a ball-peen hammer and a pouch of tack nails? And I'm like, I'm trying, I need the item shop. I need them high potions.
So you have to make the shops in order to go in there and actually use these in-game shops?
The way it works is you have this little village. It's just in a menu. And you need to restore it. Everything is fucked. And different parts of the town take different amount of hours to complete. And you only start with 1 villager. And every time you street past somebody else playing either Bravely Default or the demo, you get them added to your village as a villager. Mm-hmm. So, and it doubles the time. So, for example, the very first item shop takes 15 minutes to build. That's nothing. But then the second one takes like 2 hours. If you put your one guy on it, I mean, you can close. It works while your thing's in sleep mode, so you can just leave it on all the time.
Yeah.
You can just leave it going and they'll build it. But you can have up to 10 people in your village, and for every other person you throw on that task, it halves the time.
Yeah.
And for example, there is one task which is to clear like a mountain pass to get to these other shops that are closed. It has a 10-hour timer on it. So with my one guy, he's sitting in it right now. He's fucking chiseling at it. He's like, "Oh, take a strong hand," and trying to get through that mountain. So,
oh, gee, Ben, I can't do this by myself.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh Lord, have mercy, I'm not strong enough. I got the vapors."
So if you had me, which is what he's trying to do, it'd be 5 hours.
So I was like, I gotta hang out with Garrett, and I showed up at Garrett's house. I burst out of his closet somehow, and I was like, "Bravely Default."
I'm sitting there playing Dark Souls, and he just holds a gun to my head and like, tell him this.
I grabbed his 3DS and ate it, and when I shit it out, it had the Bravely Default demo on it. Right now, I was literally earlier rubbing our 3DSs together, trying to get them to make out so they would
street pass. Yeah. So they would pass their good stuff.
So my thoughts on Bravely Default. I have never changed my opinion on a game so fast. So I didn't know anything about Bravely Default. I downloaded it. I heard it was like the JRPG we deserve, not the one we need or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, because I've been so disillusioned by JRPGs. I played Lightning Returns.
You're jaded. You're a jaded individual.
I really am. I used to love JRPGs. Dude, from like ages 7 through like 17, all I did, other than play Resident Evil 2, was play JRPGs. I played the shit out of Final Fantasy 1. I played the shit out of Final Fantasy 3, aka 6. I played the shit out of Chrono Trigger. I played the shit out of Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. I played the shit out of Saga Frontier. I played the shit out of Star Ocean 2. Like, I was a JRPG playing motherfucker. I just absorbing that shit into my body. And then, like, eventually I was just like, this is too much. Like, all these fucking camera angles and flashes and and oh, I'm a Dream of the Faith now, and oh, it's an MMO. And so I downloaded it, and the demo is, I like that the demo, the little story of the demo is separate from the game. So it's not just the beginning of the game, because who wants to play through 5 hours of something and then buy the game and then have to do it again?
Yeah.
And your like levels and your money and shit don't carry over, but there are little bonuses you can unlock, and your village progress does carry over to the main game. So it starts out, you're in some like weird desert Arabian-looking village, and the king is talking to your 4 characters, and they're the most JRPG-looking characters of all fucking time. You've got the plucky main character who has like spiky gray hair. You've got the girl with long black hair who's like, oh, senpai noticed me. You've got your Bishonen, oh, I'm the best fighter, long blonde-haired guy. And then you got the chick with like long blonde hair who's got fucking katanas. And so I was like...
She's the gutsy one.
I could not tell you one of their names right now. I do not remember a single one of their fucking names. But the king's like, it's terrible. There's monsters and shit's going tits up. And you're like, we got it. And
Don't worry, we got it.
And immediately 50 tutorials pop up and I'm like, oh god, I'm going to need a fucking stenographer here to read back the notes of this. And I run out of the town. I get in my first random battle. And the way that random battle played, I was like, holy shit, this is actually engaging. It's the kind of shit I remember and like. Then I brought up the job. I went in the menu and I was like, oh, it's got a job system. Everybody's just a freelancer. And I started looking at the job list, and the job list is like warrior, white mage, black mage, red mage, ninja,
like,
dragoon, or it's called something else. And I was like, Square Enix about to sue somebody. I didn't even realize this game was made by Square Enix.
You're like, first you're like, oh, there's fucking trouble in River City, boys. And
I was
all
like,
of a sudden,
Square Enix ransom, son. They're going to be throwing tires at people screaming bark. So then I realized you have all these jobs. Then I realized it has Final Fantasy V / Final Fantasy Tactics job system, which is one of the best things of all time, where you make a guy a job, you level it up, you get new abilities, and then you make him any other job, and you can give him any other job's ability and all these traits, and you can customize the shit out of you people. You can have a red mage with ninjutsu who can equip 2 swords, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm on the edge of a rabbit hole, leaning over, losing my balance. I'm about to fall down this shit. And the next thing I know, I make everybody...
Like a terminal velocity flying down it.
Make everyone a black mage. Fight until everyone's level 2 black mage. Make everyone a white mage. Fight till everyone's level 2 white mage. Make everyone a red mage. Fight till everyone's red mage. Make everyone a ninja. Fight till everyone's level... And I was like, oh god, because apparently I fucking love grinding. Plus, it's a DS game, so I can play it on the toilet. If I can play a game on a toilet, I will grind like a motherfucker. They put Saga Frontier in a handheld. I'll play it even more. Dark Souls Advanced... Well...
Dark Souls Tactics.
I was literally about to say, how do we take the title of Dark Souls and add DS to it, like a DS game? The game's already called Dark Souls!
Dark Souls DS.
Oh,
Dark Souls.
A fun fact, if you ever search for Dark Souls on anything, there is a Bleach game that came out before Dark Souls called Bleach Dark Souls, and it will always pop up. It's a little fun fact. Anyway, Bravely Default, if you liked old school Final Fantasy, you need to download the demo. And I am definitely probably going to get the full version. I'll have to get it. It'll be what I play when I can't play Dark Souls. So when I'm in the bathroom. Unless I move my TV.
And then things will be interesting.
I'm going to live stream Dark Souls while sitting on the toilet. Drinking fucking Mountain Dew, eating Doritos. Waiting for that big Doritos check to finally come in. So yeah, Bravely Default. Good fun. That was the whole point of that little spiel.
And on the opposite side of the spectrum, Ben is a veteran in these sort of games, and I am some sort of a, I guess you can call me testing the waters.
Fucking casual scrub.
So, basically...
I don't expect Garrett to play the demo and enjoy it. I just made him download it so I could have him in my village.
Well, the way now that I've already got it on my 3DS, so I might as well try it. So I figure what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in there and just try it out, and if I like it, I'm like... You know, maybe I should give all these other fucking games I never played as a kid a second try now that I'm a mature adult. As I'm 21 years old and I've got nothing better to do with my time.
That's true.
I can play Final Fantasies.
When I was your age, I had a part-time job at a local video store and I played video games all the time. So I know that feeling, bro.
I'm going to have hopefully a part-time job at a retailer and playing video games at all.
If Garrett gets a job, are you going to hang out more, Garrett?
Well, I'll be able to drive a car on my own, so I'll be able to drive.
Is it going to be the golden age of TENFENITY?
It probably will be. I'll be able to buy food and we'll be able to eat.
Remember Super Mario World? Remember Demon Souls? Remember Paper Mario? Remember Red Dead Redeemed? Remember Garrett Plays Stalker? Remember Eternal Darkness?
I want to play Garrett Plays Stalker again. And this time not fuck it up both times.
We could start over.
We could start over.
We could do Garrett Plays Stalker Redux Mega Mix Super Boot.
Super Reboot.
Das Boot Edition. What if we played Metro? Isn't that just Stalker with bullets or money?
Yeah, technically, yeah. Metro, it's a pretty cool game. I beat it once.
Did you play Last Light?
No. I never played Last Light. I was interested in it, but I also didn't have a job at the time, so I was like, I'm interested, but, you know...
You were too busy being a neat.
Well, what's the point of looking into it if I'm just gonna make myself sad?
You remind me a lot of the guy from Welcome to NHK.
I don't know what that is.
He's a Kikamaru, a neat. Do you know what any of those terms mean?
I know neat is like, you just don't have a job. You're not trained. It's like, not educated, something, and trained.
Not educated, eats too much.
Damn.
Need 'em. Garrett, 3 seconds till the second pizza's done. You better be ready to entertain people.
Alright, so basically I'm a neat. That's the end of that. Hopefully when I get a job, things will pick up and we'll be able to play Tenfei games and all the time. We're going to make games of ourselves and then play them for Tenfei.
We're going to make our own video games that star us.
It's kind of like Game Center challenge. Like
okay, Garrett, a video game company comes up to you, and it's of course Japanese, and he's like, "Oh, we wish to make an honorable Tenfei video game." You get to design what type of game it is. What's the best type of game to feature all the Tenfei characters?
Alright, it would have to be a... what's the fucking thing you would call Phoenix Wright?
A visual novel?
A visual novel.
Really? That's where you go?
But
the Tenfei visual novel?
It would be a Tenfei visual novel around murder. One of us has betrayed the rest and we're murdering each other.
Okay, who gets killed?
I mean, I can't go into that spoilers.
Sean!
No, Sean is the murderer.
Oh, don't go into spoilers! Or is it like the first case of a Phoenix Wright where you see the murder happen?
It's exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to piece together things as it happens.
Piece together. So you're not
pizza together.
So you didn't go fighting game. You didn't go. What's the best type of fighter for the Tenfei cast? Like a Street Fighter, a Guilty Gear, or a Smash Brothers, or a Soul Calibur?
We're all so fucking ridiculous in what we do, so I'd have to say Smash.
You know, speaking of Smash, let's get into the news. Would you like to announce the greatest piece of news to come out this week?
That's the topic I was talking about earlier if we ran dry on topics. Little fucking Mac is back. He's back in the ring, baby.
You having a Mac attack?
I had a fucking heart attack when it happened. I was like, this was a joke to everybody. It's like, oh, what if Little Mac got in? Ha ha, and there he is. Fucking in all his glory. Doc Lewis there, fucking 98, 99, 100. You ain't done yet. Hyping me up. I'm not even
chocolate bar. Actually, they both eat a chocolate bar.
I'm not even Little Mac and I'm getting hyped. I want to go over there and just start fucking doing sit-ups. And then I realize I'd throw up.
So describe him. From the trailer, describe how does Mac play?
He plays like a fucking goddamn man. He just throws himself at everything. He's like, oh look, it's like King Dedede is sitting there. He could just be sitting there with a giant fucking mallet, a home run bat, and hits Mac, and Mac's just like, oh, you're already dead. And he would just start punching. If Noah was here, he could do it.
Fist of the Little Mac.
And then
Fist of the Punch Out.
He would just fucking punch until his arms shot off of him, and then a fucking soul would come out of his body and punch some more.
Oh god, he has a stand as well?
Exactly.
Shit.
And then his arm would come back and he'd be like, and he would just snap his like glove fingers or whatever, and then the fucking guy would fly away and a star would come up and you'd get a star punch.
Star punch. I think apparently his final smash is he punches Samus in the ovaries.
Well, more like the kidney.
Oh, okay, excuse me. Sorry.
It's kind of like in her back.
I think women's just have ovaries instead of kidneys.
They have ovaries on every organ. That's where all the estrogen
They're
comes
just
from.
loaded with babies. The baby!
This is what Tenfei thinks women are, because there have never been any women on Tenfei.
So is Little Mac all confirmed for your MC for Smash?
Right now, it's Little Mac. The way it's gone so far is if Ganondorf comes back, it's Little Mac, Mega Man, Ganondorf.
You put both the newcomers over Ganondorf?
Over Ganondorf.
Oh, look at you.
Well, it depends on when they show Ganondorf. Is he his own moveset, or is he just, oh look, I'm Ganondorf that's always been there. I'm Captain Falcon, but fat.
Captain Falcon.
If he comes back and he's like a fucking fit motherfucker with a sword or something, like think of like 64.
What's this Wind Waker Ganon with his two dual katanas?
That'd be pretty cool too. I would be pretty hyped for
What
that.
this big blue link in the past Ganon, and he's like, whoa, throw fire blast at you. Oh Lord, have mercy. His final smashes, he makes the two torches go out, and you're like, motherfucker, I got to light that shit. Or his final smashes, he makes the edge disappear and you fall off of it. I'll accept either.
So yeah, basically, little fucking Mac is back. Goddamn Mac attack.
Son. And what's his actual final smash?
His actual final smash is kind of disappointing, but it's what you got. I mean, he turns into Giga Mac from the Punch Out for the Wii. Which I really would like a move instead of like form, but I mean I can't. Yeah, it's like I can change the fucking minds on it.
Well, he has to build up your power gauge, and then he can do his like power uppercut. And
which is like the star punch.
Yeah.
But I was really hoping like he would just like. I honestly in my head I envisioned it, and I wanted it to be like a Captain Falcon move where he would go up to someone and like punch him like a little bit like a quick like entry thing, and then he would just be like sitting there like in the punch out ring, and he would be like you would just see him charge back the punch, and now the person's like you have like the oh shit face. And then it hits him and like a fucking Street Fighter, super.
I wanted to do Dudley's Rolling Thunder, which is...
We just fucking punch.
Yeah, where it literally goes into punch-out view, and you just see from Dudley's behind Dudley, and he's just knocking the shit out of whoever you're fighting.
Yeah, and then he fucking lays him out. It's been perfect.
Reduces him to go. What if his final smash is he became Mike Tyson?
Oh shit.
What if they make Mike Tyson his assist trophy?
They should. And then if Little Mac's on there, he just punches after Little Mac, even if you did it.
Goddamn Mike Tyson.
Or Sandman.
Speaking of Punch-Out, I linked it on my Tumblrs, because I'm a hit with kids. Anyone listening to this, you need to go watch from Awesome Games Done Quickly 2014, Sinister 1, blindfolded Punch-Out playthrough. It is fucking amazing, dude.
Ben's only told me about it, but apparently a motherfucker plays a game blindfolded.
The fucking hype just radiating off my body. I became the fucking hype god and ascended into hype heaven, or hype heaven, as it's known.
Hype heaven's good.
Hype heaven, ooh. So yeah, Smash. I guess you had to get Smash for the 3DS since you don't have a Wii U.
Well, if I get a job, things will.
You can buy a Wii U for Smash.
Well, Smash doesn't come out until like late this year, so I'm not really that worried about it.
Let's make Noah buy it. Noah's our Wii U mule.
If he did get it, that'd be super.
Noah's our level 1 character in an MMO we made just to have the Wii U.
Just like the bank.
He's our Wii U bank. Good times. There is a Yoshi Special Edition 3DS XL. Would you play this?
Yeah, I would get that. I would totally get that.
Give me your best Yoshi impression.
Yoshi!
Is Yoshi male or female?
Man, I don't know.
Oh god, are you pleading the fifth?
I don't know.
On the Yoshi question?
I think it's a man.
I think the more important question is, do you want Yoshi to be male or female?
I prefer him... I can't say. He's my bro.
He comes with a built-in saddle, is all I'm saying. He also has shoes.
I don't know why a dinosaur needs shoes.
You literally... They must be part of his body, because in Super Mario World, you can get the baby Yoshis, and they have shoes.
I mean, they have shoes.
And then you fucking shove the enemies down their goddamn throat, and then they erupt into a fully grown Yoshi.
And the shoes grow with them.
And they have a saddle. And then Yoshi, or Mario Donkey punches the shit out of him to make a tongue fly out. Yoshis are weird. You know, I don't really like riding Yoshis. When I play Mario World, I think I talked about it in our TENFENITY. When I play Mario World, I'm more of a purist. I don't need no handicapped dinosaur.
I don't need no Yoshi.
I'm a strong, independent Mario. Don't need no Yoshi.
Ooh, honey child.
Honey child. It says here the Koopalings are playable in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, actually, it's all of them.
Favorite Koopaling?
Morty.
Morty? I don't even know which one that is. I like Roy because he's got them sunglasses.
Or Ludwig. Ludwig.
Not Wendy?
No. I remember we DP'd.
we bit Wendy over. She will remember us for a long time. I clicked on this article because it says there's no Australian... I'm reading Destructoid titles, is what I always do when we do quote-unquote news.
Yeah.
There's going to be no Australian-based servers at launch for Titanfall because the picture is of the nudist beach guy from Kill la Kill in his little mech suit where his ass is hanging out. Speaking of which, I should have talked about that in the thing. I caught up on Kill la Kill.
I actually haven't been caught up on that Kill la Kill.
It's good.
The anime guy I talked to, he's been like, have you been watching this? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, anime guy.
Yeah, he's my anime guy.
He's like, shows up with a cigar. He's like, hey, Gab, got you some animes over here. Alright. Final Fantasy VII Remake would take a lot to happen, was apparently a quote from Square Enix.
It would take a lot, really. How many fucking times have you done it? No, it's... Yeah.
I was about to ask how little you care about Final Fantasy VII. I think it's your time to revive everyone's favorite Garrett-based Tenfei segment. Garrett explains something. Tell the people, okay, I'm a guy, I've never heard of Final Fantasy, and you want me to play, I ask you what Final Fantasy VII is, and what the plot of it is, and who the characters are. So explain Final Fantasy VII to me right now.
Alright, as far as I know, it's Cloud,
Cloud? There are clouds, like in the sky?
It's a soldier and his name is Cloud.
Really?
Cloud Strife or something, I think.
Cloud? Wow.
And he's got,
like a gun?
No, he doesn't have, he has a fucking huge-ass sword, and he runs around fucking killing shit. And he's got his boys, Barrett, which is, the biggest, blackest man alive, and he's got a goddamn machine gun arm, and he's a badass, and he's awesome.
How does a machine gun arm work? How does he feed ammo into it?
I don't know.
How does he
really
control
don't fucking
it?
know. He just fucking, he does something with his hand, like his block hand, and he goes, oh yeah!
Block hand? What are you talking about?
Because he's fucking polygons or some shit.
Polygons?
Yeah. Or fucking hexagons.
So, Porygon is also a character in the game, is what you're telling me. So it's a Pokemon crossover?
So basically what they do is they just run around and they kill shit.
So they're fucking psychopaths.
As far as I can tell...
Wow, this is some... People like this game?
And I think Sephiroth, and he's got a huge katana, and Cloud's like, oh.
Oh. So
and he kills some woman, and Cloud gets all butthurt about it.
Some woman?
Yeah.
Just some broad?
I don't know her name. I think it's Aerith.
Aerith?
Aerith.
So it's spelled with a TH, not an S?
Aries.
Confirmed?
I don't know. I really don't.
What's she like?
She's got blonde black hair, not brown hair, and she's got a flower basket. That's all I fucking know. Then there's Tifa, who's like the girl with like the spunky girl with big tits, who's always like, "We got this."
Oh wow.
So if you're into that,
how does she fight? Does she use a ridiculous weapon?
She punches.
Oh,
she just punches.
Somehow that's the most ridiculous part.
Yeah, that's the most normal part. Even though she's punching like giant fucking robots and shit. I don't know.
There are fucking robots in there?
I imagine. I don't know. I've never played the goddamn game.
What does this guy that Cloud has sword envy towards look like? What'd you say his name was? Steffi Graf?
Sephiroth, and he's got like a long white hair, and he's like, "Oh, I'm an angel" or some shit. I'm an angel, but the devil, and
I'm an angel, but the devil.
So basically, I don't know. He thinks his shit don't stink, and he fucking fights people. He's I don't know. I don't like the guy.
Oh Jesus! Whoever updates our wiki needs to put Final Fantasy VII on it, but they're only allowed to use this information. So is that the entire cast of the game?
I can't remember anybody in particular. Oh wait, there's Red. There's a fucking dog named Red, I think.
Red? So the angry dad from that '70s show is in it, and he's a dog?
He's like a dog, and he's red, and he talks, I believe. And I think he's got a friend named Vincent, who's like, I really don't know.
You don't know? So
I think he's got like a robot hand or something, or a robot claw. And he's like the less enthused Cloud, I guess.
What is this weird robot clawed guy named Vincent? How does he fight?
I really don't know. I think he uses guns.
Really? That sounds actually sensible. I mean, are they a crazy part of his body? Does his gun erupt out of his stomach, or does he have gun feet?
I really don't know. I can't remember that much about him. I mean, he's like a fucking dude, and he's got like a red bandana, and he's like, ugh. As far as I know, that's what he does. I think he's just there to be with Cloud and be like just another party member you can sub in, but you're just gonna use fucking Barrett and Tifa if you've got any sense.
Are they OP, the one true pair of the game?
I think I'm pretty sure they are the OTP. It's every time anyone talks about 7, I always hear Barrett and Tifa, and then Cloud's like, he's just there because he's the main character.
He's shoehorned in, huh?
Pretty much. He's got spiky hair, blonde hair.
What's the setting of the game like?
As far as I know, it's like some fucking dystopia where everything's fucking gone wrong, and like they're like these.
So it's like Fallout.
So they're like that's not kind of like that. It's kind of like a utopia gone wrong, and it's become a dystopia. How about that?
A utopia that's become a fruitopia.
Fruitopia. I want some fucking Tropicana.
Tropicana. So, is there like an overarching plot to the game? Does anything happen, or is it just these people running?
I don't know. I think there's some shit about Jehovah's Witnesses or Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh God, it has a religious overtone.
I don't know. I remember just like at one point, like fucking Sephiroth's got his nipples hard over this shit, and Cloud's just like, oh you can't, or I don't know.
Oh you can't.
Oh you can't. And Cloud tries to stop him, and that's one of their rivals, I guess. And Sephiroth does some evil shit, but what he thinks is what are good reasons, I guess.
So what are some of the things you can do when you're fighting, like in the in-game battle system? What's something you remember about Final Fantasy VII?
Cloud hits shit with a sword. I think there's limit breaks. I think that's what it's called. And
what's that? That sounds like something neat in anime.
And basically it's anime fighting. It's when you get like a limit break, like a bar fills up or some shit, and they can fucking do crazier shit. Like Tifa punches harder, Barrett shoots more bullets.
I see.
I guess Red bites more. I don't know.
what does Cloud and Vincent do?
Cloud slashes more shit with a bigger sword. And Vincent, I don't know. I really don't know how that motherfucker fights. I guess he has a gun. I think he has a gun or like a fucking sword katana thing.
A gun sword katana thing. Who was the other person? The woman that with the flower basket? Does she do anything special?
Is she a playable character? I really had no idea. I guess I'd assume she's a healer because she's like the nice girl that dies.
The nice girl that died. You know the most spoilers about this game. Let's think. So, the plot. Okay, you've already explained the plot to us. Do you remember any of the enemies? Any recognizable specific enemies from the game? Bosses?
No, I really don't. I don't.
I
never played the game. The only time I had anything to do with the game is whenever I watched Matthew for more than 5 minutes. Because if I sat there and tried to watch Matthew play a game, he's like, "Get out!" And I'm like, "Okay." And I would just sit back in my room and sit there and just mope until I can go back in there again.
Wait for the cooldown.
Yeah, so I would go back in and sneak in there and be like, "Hey, Garrett, hey Matthew, what you playing?" And he'd be like, "Get out."
You should have been more stealthy.
So, I could watch my own mother play video games more like I watch my brother. So, based on everything you just told me, why is this everyone's favorite Final Fantasy that they want remade so bad? I don't fucking know. I really don't. I don't know why 7 is so fucking special. The only Final Fantasy I ever played, I guess people it's like nostalgic to them. It's the same reason people are like, "Oh, fucking Mario is the best." Because he was fucking, I played NES on it, and I'm like, "Oh, Mario was pretty cool."
Alright, we're going to cheat here at the end. I'm going to name some stuff from the game, and maybe it'll jog your memory and you can give us some more gold. What do you know about summons?
Oh, fucking Infrit and shit? And he has... Oh yeah, apparently you can it's like Shiva, and she's like the goddess of ice or something. Mm-hmm. And she'll just bring down, you'll just summon it and you'll just have a picture of them, they're posing in some pose are you ready to see some shit?
Garrett, for the record, Garrett was leaning on the bar to the side like a pin-up girl with his head in his hand, giving me bedroom eyes.
And it's fucking...
That's the pose summons take.
And it's Infrit, and he's like, "Are you ready to see some shit?" And fucking fire will rain down from the sky, or then fucking it'll erupt from the ground or some shit. And then you just see nothing but nines come up, and it's like... That was my sound of something dying.
That sounds surprisingly what it sounds like when the enemy dies in that game. Do you know what the ultimate summon in the game is? Just make one up.
Quetzalcoatl or something.
Yeah.
That's under one.
Yeah, Quetzalcoatl. It is. It was such a good summon that they made it the first one you get in that Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, I'm going to name some other characters from the game. See if you can remember anything about them.
Sid.
Okay, you beat me to the punch.
I think that's... I couldn't remember if he was in 7 or some other one.
Spoilers, there's a character named Sid in every Final Fantasy, starting with Final Fantasy 2 on.
Okay.
A little Final Fantasy fun fact. So I had to have a little Asperger's moment for a second there, but keep going.
So I think there's a guy named Sid. I think in that one he's like a fucking engineer / pilot guy.
So he's the engineer from Team Fortress?
I guess. I think he manages the fucking, you get him and he's like, "Don't worry, I can make this ship run," or something. And then that's how you should get fast travel in the overworld or something. And it's he's the key to that or something.
How does he fight?
I think he actually uses grenades and guns and shit.
Guns and grenades! My favorite quarter gachapon machine I saw at a Chinese restaurant once.
I think he uses that where you fucking beat shit with wrenches. I don't know. That's my guess.
Little fun fact: the Sid you get in Final Fantasy IV actually uses wrenches as a weapon. I just thought you might like to know that. What do you know about Yuffie?
Doesn't she have fucking nunchaku? Isn't the actual name of it? I think she's some nunchuck carrying bitch with a yellow dress, and she's kind of the spunky version you can put in if you want to take Tifa out. I guess.
If you're tired of Tifa,
yeah.
If you're like, "These tits no longer amuse me. Bring me my yellow
They're
dress
not even
nunchuck,
tits.
bitch."
You can't even call them tits. They're fucking blocks.
What do you know about...
You just take a fucking, one of those little kid blocks with letters on it, and you just tilt it sideways, and that's her tit.
I guess, yeah, the in-game models are pretty blocky. What do you know about Kate Sith?
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Okay, that's fine. What do you know about the Shinra?
I really don't know.
What do you know about Midgar?
It sounds familiar, but I can't really place my finger on it. I guess he's a bad guy.
He is. He's a pretty bad dude. What do you know about the gold saucer?
Is it the way to make fancy food? Deliver fancy food?
It is. You get it and you can deliver much fancier food. What do you know about weapons? In all capital letters.
Like an acronym?
Like, what do you know about giant optional super boss monsters?
I imagine. I guess it's some sort of It's like in Paper Mario how there's a boss after the end boss that's like much fucking harder than the actual boss, and beating it gives you nothing but the satisfaction of I did it.
Let me jog your memory this way. You've seen Pointy Bits from Oni?
Oh yeah, that fucking thing you have to fight. That he fucking falls on and just kills. I think I remember you telling me about this once. It's like red weapon, blue weapon, or something. A bunch of other weapons, and you can go around and fight them. And
I spent many hours my childhood trying to beat red weapon and blue weapon, but they're fucking tough.
So apparently they're really fucking hard, and there's something you can just kind of go do.
Alright. Can you sing the final boss music, One Winged Angel? Give us your best lyrics for One Winged Angel.
I think it's about. That's why I called Sephiroth an angel, but a devil, because I think he calls himself an angel or some shit. I don't really know. So like he's fighting for what he thinks is right, but he's very much fucking too. I don't.
I can see why people love to make remixes of that song, because it fucking got to me. Those lyrics, they get me right in the heart.
Wait, Sephiroth! That's the fucking thing. That's what it is.
You did it.
Sephiroth! That's pretty much what it is. Because he thinks he's got a whole fucking song that just sings his name. What a tool.
Do you know anything about any of the spin-offs of Final Fantasy VII? Advent Children? Dirge of
I watched the entirety of Advent Children.
You watched Advent Children? Well, what happens in Advent Children?
That's, I don't know, like, people they have this fucking crystal or something. They're dying from some disease or something. I'm trying to remember everything that happened.
So people get smallpox. What happens next? The Shinra give them blankets with smallpox on them. Then what happens?
Cloud gets pissed and he goes to stop whoever's doing it. And like he's like, I think there's some water I think they can drink. Tifa punches some dude in a church or something. Am I thinking the right thing?
Yeah, you're actually surprisingly accurate. But keep going.
The end fucking battle is ridiculous. Like Barrett's there. I think Barrett's there. Pretty much everyone from Final Fantasy that I could remember are there, and they're all like doing crazy shit, and like they're throwing fucking Cloud up into the goddamn sky. Like Cloud just like every fucking time he's about to like scale out and fall back down, another fucking one of his party members runs up a goddamn building and grabs him and throws him some more. That's how gravity works. Until he's eventually in the fucking moon fighting the fucking I don't know.
Who's he fighting again?
I really don't remember. I think it's a robot or something. Or something they fucking summoned or
summoned a robot.
I don't remember. I just know that the guy is fucking evil, and eventually he gets his just desserts, and like everyone gets healed, and Cloud's like, "Oh, I did a good thing."
Is he happy?
And Tifa puts his hand on her shoulder, and then she just nods, and that's how the movie ends. I watched the entirety of that thing, but I cannot remember like the actual good parts.
I love that powerful ending shot of Cloud standing on a mountaintop, and Tifa puts her hand on his shoulder and nods, and Cloud goes, "I did something good."
And behind him, you see like everybody just nod their head, like in Star Fox. It's like it's time for us to go now, and they all just nod. That's what happens.
And then credits.
And then they're just running back. They're just throwing Cloud some more because that's the fucking. That was the most ridiculous thing.
Cloud toss.
I remember that. And that was the most ridiculous thing. I was like, I was talking to the person that I was watching it with. And I was like, this is really happening, and she was like, yeah, this is happening, and I was like, okay.
It's true. I can see why people want a remake of this game, because the way what you just described to me.
And Cloud fucking had this motorcycle that had like his swords on it. He had like 40 different kinds of swords he would be riding, and he's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He would just put his hand down, and like a new different like huge sword would come up, and he's like, oh, it's my baby, and it would immediately shatter or something. He's like, don't worry, I got 20 more.
Don't worry, I bought the 12 pack.
He's got a sword dispensing motorbike, badassery.
Son, you left out that's an important detail.
That's gonna actually happen toward like the beginning, I think.
I gotcha.
And some dude in a wheelchair, I think he's the main enemy.
He is the wheelchair guy. Is he the giant robot that Cloud gets thrown in the air at the end?
I don't think so. I think he's just kind of like one of those guys who just he's like. Well, he talks a big game and he has a bunch of fucking lackeys to do shit for him. But when the fucking protagonist rolls up, he's like, oh shit, son, I can't do shit. Oh, that Alabaster, get in there. And he's like, oh, Alabaster. He's like, oh, get him good, boss. And then he gets his shit right because he's like a fucking low like henchman. And he's like, and Alabaster is like, boss, I couldn't do it.
I love that you named him Alabaster.
And then the guy's like, well, see, and then he gets away. And then
a 15 50s gangster? Is the guy in the wheelchair a 50s gangster?
Yeah, he's like, well, and then he fucking skidoos and he gets out.
Does he, like, manually arm roll his wheelchair?
No, he presses a button and he fucking, like, zooms into a fucking rocket ship and flies away and he's flipping him the bird.
So he's Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget?
I mean, this is what I imagine.
Oh, God, I want them to remake Final Fantasy 7, but I want you to be the creative director because this is fucking beautiful, dude.
That's what I remember in Final Fantasy 7.
I would parlay into another one, but I don't think the podcast can handle more than one. We'll have to dole this shit out.
That and like my head's starting to hurt from thinking so hard.
Okay, so that's the news story. A Final Fantasy 7 remake would take a lot to happen.
Yeah, it would take a lot. It took a lot for me to sit here. I'm almost out of breath.
So it says here that LEGO's considering doing a Legend of Zelda set.
Why not? There's fucking Lego blocks for everything.
You say you're very enthused. You're not a fan of LEGO?
I mean, I was actually more of a fan of Kinects.
Oh, I see. When I was a kid, I fucking loved Legos, dude.
Me and Matthew would always play around with a big ass box of Kinects, and we just fucking. Those things hurt like shit when you step on them, just like Legos, so don't worry. I share that pain.
So you and your brother would make caltrops out of the Kinects and fucking fight Mongolians?
You actually could, because you could link the things together and it would just be like, you could just make spikes come off it, of little sticks. And you could just fucking throw them at someone and like, catch on this, fucker. And they would just step on it and they'd be like, oh god, I wish I was dead. It was terrible.
Here's a very controversial thing. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, 1080p on PS4, only 720p on Xbox One.
That's because Xbox One is it's mayday, fucking plane's about to fucking crash, son. It's
Are you naysaying the Xbox One?
I'm not that hyped about it. If someone else is, then go ahead and have your fun. I'm not gonna take it from you, but I don't think it's gonna be that great.
Well, shit.
I don't think it is that great. I wouldn't even fucking. No game they put out there. I don't care if they're like, Paper Mario's rebooted on the fucking Xbox One. I'd be like, I ain't getting it.
Really?
I get a 3DS and I don't have fucking sticker star. I'm not worried about it anymore. Paper Mario is dead to me.
Damn.
Everything that's come out after Thousand Year Door, I hadn't even fucking batted an eyelash at it, other than just look at it and scoff. Ha.
Oh, ha. You become an anime rival.
I just look at it and everyone's like, sticker star is alright. I'm like, you just don't know.
You're like, you baka.
You have no idea.
You damn baka. You blew it all up. Apparently they added a bunch of stuff to Terraria recently. You can name chests.
I haven't played Terraria since Starbound came out, and I haven't played Starbound since I started playing Dark Souls again.
Buckets are now stackable. You can dye your wings. I'm just going down this huge list. Mana potions have higher stacks. Pyramids are slightly more common.
Alright.
I want to play Starbound. I should play Starbound. I have money. I could buy Starbound.
You probably could, yeah.
So,
you can make a bird person and be Falco.
I could be Falco or Mordecai. Or both. My fanfiction come true.
Remember that fanfiction we had with fucking Samus and Falco?
Hands off my bread!
God damn it.
Says here that lightning may return again in another game.
Imagine that. Japan loves lightning for some reason.
I could say describe Final Fantasy 13 and lightning, and anything you say I couldn't disprove because I don't know shit about that.
She's some pink-haired bitch that everyone loves for some reason.
She's Cloud Strife, but as a lady. So for all the guys that secretly wanted to fuck Cloud, they have an outlet for it.
They do.
She has a bunch of DLC outfits that make her look like old Final Fantasy characters. Like you can make her look like Cloud. You can make her look like Makote from Final Fantasy 14 if you want to kawaii Neko-chan. You can also dress her up as Lara Croft.
Why not?
Yeah. Apparently...
My mother actually used to play the shit out of Lara Croft.
I thought you were about to say your mother cosplays as Lara Croft, and I was about to be interested and also confused.
I'm not sure if she could pull the cosplay off. She doesn't have fucking handguns to do it with.
Well, I mean, you have 50 Nerf guns. She could use those.
Yeah, those are just strewn about the house that I've gathered over the years.
So your mom was hardcore into Tomb Raider?
That and Resident Evil, and a game that I hold very near and dear to my nightmares, Clock Tower for the PS1.
Oh, shit.
That game, I watched my mother play that game as a little kid, and every time fucking Scissor Man would show up, I swear to God, she would have to pause the game and calm me down. So she could continue playing the game, because I'd be sitting there screaming, "Oh God, he's coming, Mom! The goddamn Scissor Man, hold up to hell!" And she's like, "Garrett, honey, please, I'm trying to play my game.
Do you think you can fight the Scissor Man in real life?
No.
The Scissor Man is so easy to fight if you're not a stupid clock tower protagonist.
Gots fucking shoots him 6 times and throws his... It doesn't do anything. Bullets have no effect on him.
Well, you could fucking...
He's a demon.
You could knock him down, take his scissors, cut him into 1,000,000 pieces.
He would come back the next day.
The next day?
He doesn't care. He's a demon. You cannot kill him.
What if I use the holy sacred
He
purifying arrow?
had to banish him into a fucking clock.
What if I use the Satsue no Tama and use the holy priestess arrows?
Are you talking about fucking Inuyasha?
How did you know I was talking about Inuyasha?
Because it sounded like something like it's from Inuyasha. all you had to do is if you just said Kagome, I would be like, I've heard enough.
Kagome!
I've heard enough.
Alright, we're now on P4R Gaming, which is the funny, humorous site. This is the part of the podcast where I read headlines and we laugh, as Levi described it. So, ZeniMax lifts Elder Scrolls Online NDA in hopes of finding one person who likes the game.
just one person, please.
What's your opinion on Elder Scrolls Online?
I have actually not had any personal experience with it, but Tommy said he played it and he was like, I'll just stick to WoW.
I looked up and the Khajiit in it looked terrible, so I no longer have any interest in it.
None. Interest lost.
I like this one. Newest Nintendo Direct took forever to film because Satoru Iwata couldn't stop crying.
Crying?
Yeah, because Nintendo apparently is going bankrupt.
Damn.
You got so stern and serious about this fake article. I don't know who Dong Nguyen is, but it says Dong Nguyen turns out to be Phil Fish, still hates everyone.
Fucking Phil Fish is such a tool.
Describe Phil Fish for us.
He is the actual... If you look up pretentious fucking hipster in the dictionary, it's just Phil Fish's that face he has, like, with his fucking stupid glasses on.
Yeah, I want to punch him.
So that's basically, he's like, all my games are... They're fucking revolutionary. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna take my money and run, and fuck you all. You already bought my game, faggots, and he runs away.
I like that he's also a 50s gangster. So it's gonna be, see now, you're gonna play the fast. All the Japanese don't make good games anymore. Eat a dick. Why does everyone hate me? See?
Why does everyone hate me? I can't fucking tell. It's like he doesn't even know he's being a douche.
He's like the Sean DeRoos of the video game industry.
No, Sean DeRoos is a fucking saint compared to him.
That's the greatest praise Sean ever.
I would rather sit here and talk. I would rather have Sean sit here and insult me than have to read another fucking Twitter by that fucker.
Here's something you might be interested in. 95% of Hearthstone games are won through complete chance.
Yeah, that's about true.
Describe a Hearthstone game to us. I've never played it. You're our expert.
Alright, so I play the Fair and Balanced class, Warlock.
Of course, needs buffs.
Needs buffs,
Full response.
No, but see, like, Warlock's really good. I don't have any money to buy cards, so I don't have any, like, the good cards. So I would go and just play against people, like, randomly online, not like the arena or anything. And 99%, like, roll a dice every time. It's just, like, every fucking side is just mage. Just Jaina Proudmoore Space is there, and she's smiling. And then you're like...
Jaina Proudmoore is watching you.
So I'm sitting there like, alright, turn 4, I'm sure this is going to get polymorphed, because that's how much mana it takes. And I'm like, alright, well, I'll go ahead and throw it out there. And it's like, no, it's turn 3, bitch, I had the coin. Polymorphed. And that's it. I'm like, well, that's my game.
God damn, you got so animated right then.
And then, you're like, alright, I finally have the upper hand. So here we go into turn 8. Oh, wait, she's a mage. She's got 8 mana. That means... Actually, they nerfed it so it's 10 mana now, but it used to be 8 mana. It was Pyroblast. You just take 10 damage. 10 fucking damage.
Oh, I loved Pyroblast back when I played WoW in 2006.
Yeah, everyone did. You'd Presence of Mind Pyroblast. You would slow fall down into the fucking mine and hit someone with a goddamn Pyroblast, and you'd be like, fuck you.
Oh, Jesus, you're getting me so high. I want to play 2006 WoW again now.
That's what you would do. That's what everyone did. Or you'd go fucking lumber mill and go to the mine, into the blacksmith and be like, you're dead.
Running from the lumber mine in Arathi Basin as my mage, as Tenfei the Mage. Fun fact, that's where the name Tenfei comes from. And running, 50 people chasing me, jumping off the cliff with slowfall casting, turning around and just flipping fuckers off while shooting insta-cast spells. Fucking the greatest moment you'll ever have more.
Fire blast, Kona cold, everything.
Yeah.
Just be like,
it's so good. But then slowly landing into a pile of players that are waiting.
At the blacksmith, just sitting there, just like they're tapping their foot looking at you, and you're just like, well, it was good.
How were you ever able to perfect the run from the starting point and jump across boxes to the blacksmith across the lake? Remember, it had little boxes floating.
Oh, are you talking about for the Alliance?
Yeah.
I know it wasn't the Alliance.
That's true. Alliance scum.
But I actually have there's a new item in World of Warcraft called a Goblin Glider for engineers. What I do in Arathi Basin now is I will run around to the lumber mill. I don't care if I could be there alone against 40 people. I'm not there to fight. What I'm there to do is jump off that cliff and use the Goblin Glider and fly my ass to the mine. It goes so much faster.
I just imagine your undead warlock on Green Goblin's glider from Spider-Man now, and you're throwing pumpkin bombs.
And I'm like, yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'm Willem Dafoe. I'm an undead warlock. Yeah.
Basically, that's what I do.
All right. Sega hopes to destroy the Sonic the Hedgehog fan base once and for all by rebooting the series. Have you seen the Sonic Boom reboot?
Where everyone's got really fucking long legs and Knuckles is huge.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's got bandages and scars.
Everyone's got bandages in there. Yeah, it looks like something Sonic.
It looks like something.
It's something involving Sonic. So I know there's gonna be so much fucking fan art of it.
Well, yeah. Are there any Sonic games you like? No.
I played a lot of Sonic games, but I can't really remember which ones. Like, they don't click to me like other games do. They're just Sonic games to me.
It's all Sonic to me, baby.
Pretty much.
I gotcha. All right. So we're just wheeling in and dealing. Well, that's all the news I'm going to bother to click on. You know any video game news? Anything happen? Did you hear about this? Did you see about this?
Well, we pretty much covered everything I care to know about right now.
The way you crossed your arms and closed your eyes while you said that is the most condescending I've ever seen you be. You were like, that's all the news I care to discuss.
I mean, Dark Souls 2, Smash Brothers, fucking...
So Little Mac is confirmed as a starting class in Dark Souls 2. One Dark Souls character added to Smash.
Just plug Dark Souls character?
Who do you pick?
Patches.
Patches?
Patches.
And then because his taunt is, what did I do? Can you imagine
what did I do?
If Abyss-possessed broke arm Knight Artorias was in Smash? Final Smash? Sif!
He just summons...
Or Sif, excuse me.
He just summons Sif, the fucking... his dog.
With his big-ass sword.
And when you fucking punch him, he just starts limping and I get super fucking sad and I just quit the game.
Man, Artorias is such a fucking badass dude. Broke arm does not give a shit. Just stands there going, "Roar!" Give me your best Knight Artorias scream when he's charging his shit.
And then the shit blows off.
What do you do when he's doing that, Garrett? What's the strat? Do you hit him?
I usually, if I'm playing like a fucking just normal dude, I run up there and hit him. But if I'm playing my fucking Iron Tarkus build, Power from Within, I charge up with him.
Oh god, Power Within.
Let's do this, and I just run out of fucking.
Why does an Iron Tarkus build have Power Within?
Because he needs it.
But he doesn't have that when you summon him.
No, but he needs to get fucked because he's Iron Tarkus. If he fucking took off his armor, he'd be like, whoa, he'd be fucking Super Saiyan.
I see.
He needs the armor to hold him back, or he would destroy the world.
Iron Tarkus' armor is his limiter?
It's his limit. It's like Piccolo. It's like his fucking way to close.
Oh shit! So if you had Iron Tarkus with fast roll speed and
he'd be a god. He'd be able to, because he has to carry that huge ass shield and that huge ass sword. But if he just dropped the fucking shield and just had the sword.
What if he had Artorias' sword that lets you do the somersault slam?
That's what his great sword can do if you don't have the armor on. He does that times 40.
Times 40?
He just goes into the air and starts...
He spin dashes like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Pretty much. And you just go and like whoop, 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 and hit everything.
So you take a rune. You take a ring, like the WWE ring. And in the four corners, you have Artorias possessed, Iron Tarkus, Knight Solaire, and... who's our fourth?
Patches.
No, fucking Patches. God, keep that shit out of here.
Ornstein.
You have, yeah, Ornstein, that works. The four of them in the ring. Who comes out?
Well, Artorias is pretty beat the fucking gone, so I think, Ornstein...
But he's crazy and unpredictable and doesn't give a shit.
Well, there's also three other motherfuckers that are completely sane and they could probably kill him first.
Yeah, but they're... what would Solaire do? Be a tough motherfucker, throw lightning bolts?
I think he would. He's as much as I love Solaire. He would probably die pretty quick.
But if you
he's just a normal man.
But if you ever read his gear,
it's just normal gear.
Yeah, it shows how fucking He's a mother. He doesn't give a shit. Also, is he the son? Is he the firstborn son of Gwen?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. I think he got banished.
Are there going to be any references to him in Dark Souls 2? You think?
There better be. There better be a lot of references between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. I mean, considering that there were even some for Demon Souls in Dark Souls, there was like every once in a while there would be like
patches, stuff like that. Yeah, I get you.
So I mean, it's called Demon Souls and then Dark Souls. This is just Dark Souls 2. Come on.
We're gonna get Death Souls and Dragon Souls and the Dodrio Souls.
Dodrio, oh god. Shishi Wakamaru Souls.
Shishi Wakamaru. And with that little proclamation, we'll go into letters. I didn't actually ask anyone to send us any, but we got one during the week from Wrongest Trousers. He says, if y'all could have one, it's fucking capitalized, piece of merchandise based off of you, what would that be? Posters, toys, shirts, etc. Anything at all, and try to sell it to us, all 6 of your loyal fans. Keep up the good work. If there was one piece of Tenfei Garrett merchandise, what would you want?
That I can't just... That requires planning.
Think about it. I'll go ahead and say mine. I've said it a million times before. I want the Tenfei action figure with Hank Bad action.
Hank Bad action.
When you squeeze his legs together, he has in one hand, he comes with a bag of action Bojangles. And his other hand is just permanently in a thumbs up. And when you squeeze his legs together, he holds the Bojangles bag up towards his face. His thumb pops up, and the little shitty sound chip inside of him goes, Hank Man!
Hank Man!
It's not even my voice. We licensed fucking Chinese third party. It's like, Hank Bad.
Hank Bad.
Hank Bad action. He comes with a little copy of Saga Frontier. I like how you didn't dignify that with a response.
I'm trying to think really fucking hard. Any kind of merchandise.
He comes with a little tiny snowball microphone on a stand and a couch. And so that way he also comes with record video action.
Remember when I used to stream?
Yeah, I miss it, and I'll always miss it.
I used to play like Payday 2 and shit.
Mm-hmm. You should have put something on your YouTube channel. People would love it. Okay, Garrett, you've had enough time to think.
I was gonna say probably like... I can't just say put their fan art on the fucking poster and just have it like all over my room in a collage.
Which fan art?
The Payday 2 fan art, like all of them just combined.
The Roswin, all of it.
Yeah, just like all. I just want all of those into like posters.
So you want like a fancy printing, like fancy framed posters of all the
and all of them like looking like super
the
snazzy.
Brothers Trousers fan art of you.
Yeah.
Does that include the first piece of fan art we ever got? The picture of me, you, and Garrett standing by the window.
Me, you, and Garrett.
Yeah, I always do that.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Noah.
Yeah, in the window, and you can see the yeah, exactly. Just the fan art, all the fan art that's ever fucking been happening.
It's always creepy to me how well the Empire drew the 3 of us when
they had no idea what we looked like.
He didn't actually know us. Yeah, I will never quite understand.
Wait, you say you saw Noah though, right?
Well, Noah was in the Samus, the 12th day of Samus, and so. Yeah. Plus, when you listen to Noah, you kind of know what he sounds like. He's got that Noah-y voice. He's got that Bakugajin voice.
Wow. That, and I mean, I think I must have described myself. He just didn't put facial hair like in the right places.
What's the Garrett action figure? What's the Roswin the Rogue action figure come with, and what kind of special action does it have?
What it comes with is it comes with me it's just me sitting on that couch like in like a permanent like sitting motion. Dude, you can just put me down anywhere like on a block or something. And he's holding a fucking Wiimote and a nunchuck, and he goes, God fucking damn it!
He comes with what, Metroid Prime waggle action.
He does.
When he has like a
you just press a button on his back.
He has one of those little trigger lever things on his back, and when you push it, his arms flail up and down. The little sound chip is like, God damn fucking waggle.
Exactly. That's fully what it is.
Fucking changing your beams takes 2 button presses. Did you watch the Metroid Prime video we recorded the other day with all of us?
Wait, number 10?
Yeah, for the 5 minutes where you leave the room and all of us try to play the game.
No,
and it's a goddamn nightmare. It's just Tommy and Levi trying to play that game, and Samus is just drunk, stumbling around.
I imagine you guys would get it eventually.
But yeah, the Noah action figure. Noah wouldn't be an action figure. Noah would be a figure arts. What's it called? Is it Figma? Something like that. The one that are really nice and they have the interchangeable like hands and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It would be that of Noah. He would come with a wooden sword and then another wooden sword.
He would have a wooden sword and then he would, I don't know, what's something that fucking Red Dead. He had like a fucking poncho you could wear.
He comes with horse.
Yeah. Oh god, horse. Oh, and he fucking immediately shoots him because he wants to kill him.
He comes
so
with
bad.
shoot horse action.
You just hear like the sound chip is terrible, and it's like a gunshot, and then you hear a horse go.
You hear a horse go. Draw.
And that's it.
That's it. Okay.
God damn it, Noah! Stop killing horse.
And since me, you, and Noah are like the main trio of Tenfei, nobody else gets an action figure.
Nobody else.
Everybody else gets a little vending machine plastic thing.
The one that comes with like a little fucking pop-up.
Yeah, and it's one solid color. And
Oh.
So awful. Except Tommy, he's on a bootleg Chinese t-shirt. Actually, we need the official I am Tommy, I was Tommy t-shirt.
I was, yeah.
And then we could compare it up with my official I'm a wolf on the inside.
I'm a wolf on
That's
the
what we
inside.
need.
Alright.
We need a shirt. And on the front of it, it has the Tenfei wolf persona that he drew. That's half demon and hates homework. And underneath it, it just says, I'm a wolf on the inside. And on the back is a hand pointing, and it says, and if you can't accept me for that, you should just get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
Is that your persona?
Oh, God. That's my response. It's just, oh, God. We need more fan animations.
They've already done a lot for us, Ben.
Well, I didn't necessarily just mean from Brother Trousers. We need to attract some animators. Or stop motion. Do a live action skit. If you're watching this and you have a camera, do a live action skit of Tenfei. Y'all can play us as characters. And then upload it to YouTube.
You'd be 1,000 times more entertaining.
Yeah, you'd probably get more subscribers than me.
Yeah, you would. You'd
get more YouTube money than me.
Yeah.
As in any. Okay. So yeah, I think this is gonna be shorter than the other podcast, but we're also just the two of us. Also, there are 2 pizzas here that we have yet to eat.
Yeah, we've been sitting there looking. I've been looking at them the entire time.
The whole time Garrett's been talking, he's just been staring at him like a dog. Because if you set food somewhere near a dog, it will turn to stone. It will never move from staring at it.
It'll just stare. Just drool coming from its mouth.
Oh god. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna have. Me and you are going to record some stuff tonight. I'm thinking we might stream some more of the Deprived run just for fun.
Alright.
And then wherever the world takes us there. The world is our oyster and we shall not want. Do you want to pick a closing song this week? Anything in your mind? Anything been getting you good this week?
Paper Mario. I think it's like the crystal. It's like the walk up to the Crystal Palace in Paper Mario.
In the original Paper Mario?
Paper Mario, yeah.
Well, I'm going to type Paper Mario walk up to the Crystal Palace, and whatever MP3 I find is what I'm going to put in the goddamn video.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You'll get some OC stuff. It's going to be great.